Alright, now we're going to be checking out today what's better to buy. Would you rather buy these cars like this from the store physically, or go on Amazon and buy some cars for 20 bucks? We're going to see that right now. Now, let's talk 720S from Walmart. I got this from Walmart for 16 bucks, which is pretty much a little bit below the average price of DieCast cars from Amazon, which have turn-on headlights, pull back, all that stuff. But this is a 127. Now, typically, if you are making a collection, or you see a collection of cars, they would be this size, because you could see the car, you could tell what it is off the bat. But if it's like a small car, like half the size, you're going to have to take a second to kind of function and go like, okay, I know what that car is. It's a Lamborghini or whatever it is. Now, first of all, you have an openable hood. Now, typically in stores, this is really common to see these openable hoods. So when you go to the store, you should expect openable hood. But if it's like the McLaren or any other car with that iconic back, like the back of the car, there is an openable hood. And instead in this car, you get a nice carbon fiber tail right here. Now, I have a smaller one of these that's quite like this big, and that detail is kind of still there, but it's not as, you know, strong or noticeable than other than this car. Now, in DieCast, you would get those turning on headlights from Amazon, but from here you get more detailed headlights. Since they don't need to worry about the wiring and stuff, they're gonna focus on the taillights and headlights and make them look good. Another thing DieCast does skip on from Amazon, but not from the stores, is you have the rear view mirrors in there, so you can actually see the reflection off of them. Same as this one. I got this from the store. You also see the reflections. And another thing too is with DieCast, they love to kind of just, you know, have an open spot like this car right here, where you can put your hands in, open the door up, then yeah. But this one makes it more complicated. Now, there is no way to get your hand through that. So you have to get used to it and kind of put your hand under here, push up, or grab here and then push up, and then bam, you just open the door. Then you do this, shut the door, bam. Alright, just before we continue, if you like this content and want to see more content made by me, subscribe to my channel. It really supports me. Now, let's continue to the video. Now, here's the Rolls-Royce Phantom. I got this off Amazon for about $20. It's $4 more than the McLaren 720S. And now, if you get this off Amazon or any other car from Amazon, it's common for it to have working taillights and headlights. That's one thing. And another thing is, it's a pullback. You can pull it back, it'll go forward. The more you pull it back, the more it'll go forward. But once you hear the snapping, you know to stop. So it does have a max pullback. It's not like you can pull it back a lot of times, let it go, and it'll shoot forward. That won't happen. Now, what you do get out of this is occasionally small details, which can be shown in the grille in the spirit of ecstasy, and some options too, because with this hood, it's hard to open, so you have to press down a little button below it, and you can fold in the spirit of ecstasy, which does make this nice touch, which is really rare for these other cars, because since they're larger, you don't really get those little things that push on. And then same as the back goes for that. Now, when it has a back, it's really not so, you know, nice looking. The back's just the back. It's pretty usual. And one more thing to mention too is the little stripe here. Now, if you do get you could get stuff like that from physical stores, but if it is painted customly, it's just all paint there, paint there, paint there. Paint's everywhere. It ruins the car. Car's all ruined just because of the paint. You don't want that. You want the car to look good for your collection. Now, that's all you really get, other than these little Rolls-Royce things that come on it occasionally. But the initial issue with them is they kind of just got torn off by matter. Now, let's compare them. One more thing, too, is these doors are both openable. When you get cars off Amazon, and they have 4 doors, like a sedan, whatever, they're gonna have all doors openable. But if you get them off a store, it's not really openable. Only the front 2 doors are openable, and that's it. Now, let's move on. Now, how we're gonna rate these is how good in condition they are, and how much options and things you could do with them, which we're gonna get into right now. Now, we're going to rate these off of how much things that you can interact with and how good they look. Now, first, the mirrors. That's one point because they don't typically have those in the Amazon one. Second is that it's really unique and rare to get those windows on the doors that you typically open. Third one is an openable hood, and not only that, it actually does give some great style to the vehicle itself. Next up is the detail they did on the headlights. This is perfect and great for the vehicle, in my opinion, and the back too, with that carbon fiber touch. Along with the classic back taillights of the McLaren. What I also like is they had the logo on the steering wheel. They have stickers around showing what would typically be in the real McLaren. Now, that's all for the McLaren, and now let's move on to the Rolls-Royce Phantom, King of Luxury. First, the walking headlights gives it great detail. Another thing, too, but more of a downside, is the hard openable hood. Now, it does give it more protection, and the fact that you can flip the spirit of ecstasy, so it's -point plus 1 point neutral. Along with the openable back, they did add a little grill on the bottom, giving it some more detail. And the rear hinge doors. This seems like a pretty rare thing to see, but honestly, I guess DieCast knows how to do it. And that if it's a sedan or a wagon, anything like that, you have that same type of thing. And the pullback option too. This gives you a lot of freedom and other things to do with it. So if you want to race it, it's your choice. Also, the nice classy stripe. That's really enjoyable for the car. Nice design. And downside too is the fading paint on the wheels. There we go. It's best to go to the store, then Amazon to get your cars.